Welcome to another episode of Preparing for the Unexpected. I'm your host, Alex Fullick, and as always, we like to talk about things related to disasters, business continuity, COVID, emergency management, resilience, anything that helps you, your organization, or your community plan and prepare for and get through adverse situations. Today, I just wanted to have a few comments about a saying that I know you've all heard recently over the last few months, and it drives me crazy. Getting back to normal. Back to normal. We're in a global pandemic. Normal is gone. Whatever normal was. My definition and what's normal to me is different than what's different. My definition of normal is different than your definition. What's normal to me may not be normal to you based on our situations, where we live, our morals, our belief systems, our jobs in general. You know, normal is not the same for everybody. So going back to it makes no sense. If we're going through a global pandemic, we should be coming out the other end stronger and better. I don't want to go backwards. Why do I want to go backwards to where I was before? Normal for some may be, that comfort feeling where their fear is gone. I understand that. I want the pandemic to be gone as well. I don't want to have fear. I don't want to have to wear a mask every single time I step out my front door, go grocery shopping or just pick up milk at the local store, but that's not going to change anytime soon. And we can't go through this pandemic and not come out the other end stronger and better and more resilient. I don't want to go back to where we were before, because back before the pandemic, we weren't as resilient. We didn't know certain things. We didn't have updated pandemic plans. We didn't have certain things in place. Stronger communities, hopefully stronger communities, closer ties with our family as we're talking with them more and more often, getting to know our neighbors, because we can't travel anywhere. So we can only talk across the local hedge fence there and, have a quick chat with our neighbors so that we're still getting some social interaction. We're not with our coworkers, where we get to share ideas and thoughts, over the water cooler. Those days aren't here right now. And the things I've learned, I don't want to go back to and feel as though I've unlearned them, if that makes any sense. We need to be better going forward, stronger, learn what we've done before, and move forward from this pandemic, not go backwards after it. That makes no sense to me. We need to be stronger and more resilient with stronger plans, communities. We've got new communication channels that we've developed and ways of communicating, Zoom meetings, YouTubes, and different other kinds of applications that are out there that allow us to talk. We didn't have some of that stuff beforehand. So if we're going back to normal, that means all that disappears again? No. We need to progress, get stronger and better so we can face these adverse situations. Wishing we would go backwards, makes no sense at all. Let's go back to before the pandemic. Well, don't have a time machine, can't do that. Sorry. We have it, we have to face it. We have to get through it, and we have to get through it stronger. Going backwards and wanting, to be, back in January of 2020, or even sometime in 2019, before we'd even heard of the COVID-19 sickness. At that time, it wasn't a pandemic, right? Way back then. So we can't do that. Going back to normal, it's not going to happen. Stop saying it. It's frustrating. We need to deal with it, get through it, and move forward stronger and better than we were before. Take our lessons learned, action those lessons, and make our plans, our responses, our own personal lives, our own well-being better and stronger. There are going to be some different ways of looking at things, personal well-being, mental health, some things that may have been not necessarily on the back burner, but didn't receive the attention that it deserved before the pandemic. That stuff is now going to be in the forefront. We need to look at that. We need to address it. Our organizations, our communities, within our own families, our own households, we need to look at that because we're all going to be affected differently. Many of us may know people who have had COVID, and sadly, many of us may know people who have passed on because of COVID. We need to deal with all that. We need to learn from all of that. What caused it? What do we need to change as we move forward? That's not normal. None of that is normal. So why do we want to go back to it? It makes no sense. It's a silly saying, and I don't agree with it, going back to normal. We need to progress and go forward. Anyway, that's just my frustration on hearing that saying. I see it on the news, on the radio, in print, everywhere. Return to normal, go back to normal. I don't want to go back. I want to feel as though I'm a better person, stronger person for going through this and come out the other end. Hopefully with a lot of new perceptions and thoughts and ideas and actions to make myself, my household, and my organization stronger, better, and more prepared. So if you like what I had to say, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. But leave a comment. Let me know one way or the other. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. In the meantime, stay prepared, everybody.